Hi all, this is Neld Solomam, and today we are talking about a story that became more disturbing, more emotional, and more psychologically confusing with every shocking discovery. Because sometimes a foreign man thinks he found the perfect woman sweet, affectionate, playful, always available, always romantic. But then the little discoveries begin. At first, he ignores them. Then another one appears. Then another, then another. Until finally, the man starts wondering if the relationship was ever real in the first place. And today's episode is not about attacking women. It is not about attacking Filipinas. It is not about attacking age gap relationships. Because many relationships are sincere, many couples are loyal, many people genuinely love each other. But today we are discussing something else, a dangerous addiction to attention, validation, thrill, and emotional stimulation. And the deeper the foreigner looked, the more uncomfortable the truth became. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's talk about it. The foreigner had been lonely for years, divorced, emotionally exhausted, retired, feeling invisible. Many older men never admit this publicly, but loneliness destroys them slowly, especially after failed marriages, especially after retirement, especially when they feel unwanted back home. Then one day, he discovered her online. Beautiful smile, sweet voice, playful personality. And suddenly, this man felt alive again. She called him baby. She checked on him constantly. She smiled every time he entered live stream chat. And emotionally, that attention became addictive. He started waking up excited, sleeping happier, feeling younger. For the first time in years, someone made him feel desired again. And that emotional high became powerful, very powerful. Everything seemed perfect until one accidental mistake changed everything. One night, she sent him a screenshot, but inside that screenshot, he noticed multiple conversations from other men, heart emojis, romantic nicknames, late night chats. Now listen carefully. This alone does not prove cheating, but it planted the first seed of doubt. Because suddenly, he started noticing patterns. Whenever he became emotionally distant, she became extra affectionate. Whenever donations slowed down, she became dramatically romantic. Whenever another foreigner entered her live stream, her personality transformed instantly. It was almost like she needed male attention constantly, not from one person, from many people. And that discovery disturbed him deeply. Now let us discuss something serious. Some people become addicted to validation, not love, validation. The compliments, the messages, the attention, the emotional excitement. Every notification becomes emotional stimulation. Every flirtatious conversation becomes a dopamine hit. Every admirer becomes temporary emotional fuel. And social media makes this addiction much worse because a live stream culture creates non-stop attention. Men complimenting constantly, sending gifts, sending donations, sending emotional messages. And for some personalities, that attention becomes intoxicating. The foreigner slowly realized something uncomfortable. She seemed unable to function without constant admiration. If one man became quiet, she found another. If attention slowed down, she created drama. If compliments stopped, she searched for new emotional excitement. And that realization terrified him because he started asking himself, did she love me? Or did she simply love being desired? One thing kept bothering him. Her phone never stopped vibrating. Morning, afternoon, late night, always messages, always notifications, always someone new. At first, he tried ignoring it. He told himself, she's just friendly. She has many comments on her YouTube channel, but eventually, he noticed something darker. She became restless when attention disappeared, almost anxious. If livestream engagement dropped, her mood changed. If men stopped messaging, she became emotionally irritated. And whenever conflict happened between them, instead of communicating, she immediately ran back online, seeking more validation, more compliments, more emotional stimulation. That was when the foreigner started wondering, is this emotional immaturity or something much deeper? Then came the stories. Stories from former viewers, former moderators, former online friends. Different people started revealing similar experiences: flirting, late night conversations, emotional manipulation, romantic promises. Some claim she told multiple men, "You are special." Others claim she became intensely attached very quickly, then emotionally detached just as fast. And suddenly, the foreigner no longer felt crazy because the puzzle pieces were finally connecting. Every shocking discovery changed his entire perception of the relationship, and emotionally, he felt humiliated, not just because of possible betrayal, but because he realized how deeply emotionally invested he had become. Now let's discuss the uncomfortable reality many people avoid. Some individuals become addicted to emotional intensity itself. The chase, the flirting, the excitement, the attention, the constant stimulation. Yes, and eventually, stable relationships begin feeling boring to them. Peace feels empty. Consistency feels dull. One loyal partner no longer satisfies the emotional craving for excitement, so they create chaos, not always intentionally, but because emotional instability itself becomes stimulating. The foreigner slowly realized he may have been dating someone who constantly needed excitement from multiple emotional sources, and that realization broke his heart because he genuinely believed he was building something real. Eventually, after all the discoveries, after all the sleepless nights, after all the emotional confusion, the foreigner asked himself one painful question: did she ever truly love me, or was I simply another emotional supply? And honestly, that question destroyed him more than the suspected cheating itself. Because many lonely men are not only searching for intimacy, they are searching for meaning, for connection, for emotional peace, for loyalty, for comfort. And when they realize they may have been emotionally manipulated, the psychological damage becomes enormous. This story should teach all people something important. Do not ignore red flags because you are lonely. Do not confuse attention with love. Do not confuse emotional excitement with loyalty. And most importantly, never build your emotional future entirely around online fantasy. Because sometimes, the person you think is obsessed with you is actually obsessed with attention itself, and that can destroy everyone involved. This is Neld Solomon. See you next episode.